Hello and welcome to Europedia channel. My name is Aman Sharma and I am your mentor for CSC at Europedia. So today we'll be doing a question from our NPTEL question bank series, and the question that we have selected is from discrete maths. You can find the question on page number 65, the question number 22. So the question is, let S be a set of having n elements. In set S there are n elements, and it is asking how many relations on S are both reflexive and symmetric. You have to answer in terms of n. So how many relations are both reflexive and symmetric? So let's move on to the question. Now, first of all, you need to understand how you can find number of reflexive relations, symmetric, or in case if it asks anti-symmetric or asymmetric relations. So first you need to have the grasp of the properties of these relations and how to find number of relations. So let's say the relation is from A to A and you have n elements. So in the matrix you have n elements here, you have n elements here. Now any element, let's say 2 comma 2. So 2 comma 2 is a part of a reflexive element, so it should be present here. Let's say 1 here, 2 here, then 1 here, 2 here, so it should be present here. So all the diagonal elements represent reflexive elements. So let's mark here all the diagonal elements. Now how many elements will be there? N. Now how many total elements in a relation from n to n? N square elements. So total elements are n square and n elements are present here. So how many elements left? N square minus n. Now if you want to divide this matrix into upper and lower matrix, this lower matrix will have n square minus n by 2 elements, and this will have n square minus n by 2 elements. Now when you understood the concept of dividing the elements, then the real work starts. How to find reflexive elements, how to find symmetric elements. Now let's say reflexive elements first. Now in reflexive elements, you need to have self loops. If you have n elements, you need to have n self loops for that. Even if one self loop is missing, the relation will not be reflexive. So all these elements must be present in the relation in order for our relation to be reflexive relation. So this element will always be present, this element will always be present, this element will always be present, and all the diagonal elements will be present always. So they don't have any choice, they will be present in every case. So for these n elements you have no choice. Now total number of elements are n square. Now for the n elements, these diagonal, let's say n elements, for each element you have only one option. You have to take them. Now for reflexive elements, only self loop matters. Other elements will not matter. Whether they come, whether they don't come, reflexive elements should be there. Other elements does not matter. So what we can do here is, let's say this element. If this elements come, let's say that all the reflexive elements are there. Now if this element comes, then there will be no change in our relation because it will still be reflexive relation. If this element does not come, again there will be no change in our relation. So this presence of this element will not affect our answer. The answer of reflexive relation will always depend on only diagonal elements. So this element can come and cannot come. So it will have two options. Similarly, every element will have two options. Only diagonal elements will not have any option. They have to come in any case. So they will have two options. So all the other elements will have two options for them. So total number of elements will be n square minus n, because we have taken n elements here. So n square minus n elements left. So that each element will have two options. So the total number of reflexive relations is 2 raised to power n square minus n. This is the number of reflexive relations, different reflexive relations present in a set of element n. Now let's try to find number of symmetric relations. Now in symmetric relation, first let's take this diagonal elements. Now in these diagonal elements, whether the element comes or does not come in our relation, it will not affect the symmetry of our relation. So each element, in this case, each element will have two options. So n elements, each will have two options, so 2 raised to power n options will be there for these reflexive elements. They can come or they cannot come, it will not affect our answer. Now as far as symmetry is concerned, if this element is present, the transpose element of this element should be present, because if 2 4 is present in our relation, in order to make a relation symmetric, or you can say symmetric relation, if 2 4 is present, 4 2 should also be there. So if 2 4 is present, this should also be there. So choice of this element will depend on this element. It does not have an independent choice. It will depend on whether this element comes in a relation or not. So let's say if this element comes, this has to come, and let's say if this element does not want to come, let's say it is 3 comma 4. If 3 comma 4 is not in our relation, then 4 comma 3 can also be not present in our relation. So again, this element's presence will depend on this element. So let's say if this element has two options. Now if it has two options, each of the upper matrix will have two options, and the lower matrix elements will depend on these upper matrix elements. So these will have no choice. Their choice will depend on these elements, and these elements, each element will have two choices. So how many elements are there? N square minus n by 2. So 2 raised to power n square minus n by 2. So these will be the number of symmetric relations present in our set of number of elements n. Let's say we try to find asymmetric, antisymmetric first. Now antisymmetric is what antisymmetric denotes is, let's say if you have 4 3 in our set, in our relation, then 3 4 cannot come. 3 4 will not come. So there are three cases. First of all, 4 3 is there, but 3 4 is not there, then it will be antisymmetric. 4 3 is not there and 3 4 is there, again it will be antisymmetric. And the third case is 4 3 is there and 3 4 is also not there. The only case that will not be present in antisymmetric will be when both 4 3 and 3 4 are present. This case will not be present. So there are total 3 cases, and the choice of lower elements will again depend on upper elements. So there are 3 cases, or you can say 3 choices for each element. So if there are 3 choices, then these elements choices will be 3 raised to power n square minus n by 2, because there are n square minus n by 2 elements here. So this is the counting for these elements. And as far as reflexive elements are concerned, or you can say self loops are concerned, antisymmetric does not have any problem with a relation being reflexive. It can have self loops and it cannot have self loops. So there is no condition for that. So if there is no condition for that, in these elements, each element will have 2 options. So again 2 raised to power n. Now as far as asymmetric relation is concerned, what is asymmetric relation? It is same as antisymmetric. All these 3 conditions will be satisfied. So 3 raised to power n square minus n by 2 will be there. Now for reflexive elements and asymmetric, in antisymmetric, all the self loops were allowed. You can take self loop or you cannot take self loop. That's why there was 2 raised to power n in it. But in asymmetric, it is saying that there should not be a single self loop present in our relation. So if there is no single self loop present in our relation, then these elements will not have any choice. So if these elements don't have any choice, they all will have only one choice. They cannot come in our relation. So multiplied by 1. So this is the counting for reflexive, symmetric, antisymmetric and asymmetric relation. If you want to note it down more cleanly, these are the n elements. These are n square minus n by 2 elements, n square minus n by 2 elements. For reflexive, only these elements mattered. So they need to come. So if they are coming, they have only one option. So one option for this, and for these elements, all this part and this part, n square minus n elements, they have 2 options each. They can come or they cannot come. They will not affect our answer. So 2 raised to power n square minus n, which will be equal to 2 raised to power n square minus n. You don't need to cram the number of reflexive, number of symmetric and number of asymmetric or anti-symmetric relations. You can just make the formula if you have the understanding of the concept. So in case of symmetric, all the self loops have two options, because whether a self loop comes or not, it will not affect our answer. But in this case, if this element comes, this cannot come. If this elements come, this cannot come. So again, the choice for this whatever choice this element takes will affect the choice of this. So they will not have an independent choice. Only choice the elements will have are the upper elements. So all these elements will have two choices, whether to come or whether not to come, 2 raised to power n square minus n by 2, and depending on their choice, what have they chosen, are they present in the relation or not, on that decision, the decision of this will affect. If they are present, they will be present. If they are not present, they will not be present. In case of symmetric, if this is present, this should be present here. If this is not present, this should not be here. So again, only one. So 2 raised to power n into 2 raised to power n square minus n by 2. For anti-symmetric, what we have done? Again, three cases were there. This is here, this is not here, or this is not here, this is here and this is not present, or both the elements are not present. So three options were there, 3 raised to power n square minus n by 2, and for self loops there were two options for each self loop, because if you include the self loop or not, it will not affect our answer. For asymmetric, there was only this 3 raised to power n square minus n by 2, because there is a condition that there should be no self loop present. Now coming back, this is how you count the number of iterations. Now coming back to our question, which is a little integrated part of this, it is saying that our relation should be reflexive and symmetric. So for reflexive relations, what you will do, you will only take consideration for reflexive. First you will take into consideration this. So for reflexive, this has to come in whatsoever case, this have to be present in our, all the self loops should be present in our relation. So they will have only one choice, they have to come. So for reflexive, there is only one choice. Now when we were finding only reflexive relations, there we didn't have choice for this. They need to come in our relation, but these elements had their choice. So that's why the answer was 2 raised to power n square minus n. But in this, it should be also symmetric, reflexive and symmetric. So for reflexive, you will take into consideration only reflexive elements, the elements which will be affecting our answer. So when we were finding only reflexive relations, then these elements were affecting our answer, but they have their own choice. They were not affecting our answer. The answer was only dependent on these elements. But now we have reflexive and symmetric. So if it is reflexive and symmetric, first for reflexive we check these elements. For symmetric, if this element is present, this should also be present. If this element is not present, this should also not be present. So the choice of this will depend on these elements. So for symmetric, if each element will have two choices, and these elements will make their choice depending on these elements. So the correct option will be 2 raised to power n square minus n by 2. These will be the number of relations which will be reflexive and symmetric. So what will be the answer? 2 raised to power n square minus n by 2. So if you match, A will be the correct answer, 2 n square minus n by 2. If you take n common, n minus 1 divided by 2. So A will be our correct option. So I hope you understood the question. So keep watching our channel for more videos like this and keep preparing. Thank you.